Welcome to the Soul Too Early Sports Card Podcast, no longer permitted in the self-governing colony of Bermuda. Yes, I checked it on Google while writing this intro. That's Kai. I'm best friends with a volleyball. And I'm back, bitches. What's up? I go away for 1 week. 1 week, and you have Joku on talking about aliens.
I know.
First off, I listened to the podcast while on vacation. For everyone who is not aware, thankfully, I went away for a week on a cruise with my fiance. Loved it. I've been cruising my entire life. Was super excited to get away. I did tune in for the podcast. It was hilarious. You guys managed to go off the deep end. Quite literally. I thought I set a high bar for like stupid shit to say, but Joku, man, I love him so much. He's so funny. You guys crush it. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you survived the ocean, unlike others.
Yeah, begrudgingly. Yeah, yeah, dude. Submarine jokes. The Titan submarine jokes never get old. Just like those people. Yeah. All right. Cool. Minute in.
1 minute in, we're definitely canceled by now.
Yeah. I mean, listen. At this point now, I'm just trying to get in trouble.
Now we're out of focus.
Kai, how the hell are you? How you doing? It's been a week.
I'm doing good. It's been busy getting ready for the national, kind of figuring out. I think we're going to talk about it a bit going through the podcast, but figuring out like the game plan, kind of like what we want to have going into it as far as cards / money / like a plan. So that's been a lot of work we've been doing. But what about you?
I mean, the same thing here. I mean, at the time of recording, I'm actually flying to Dallas tomorrow. So when this podcast is live, I'll probably be in an Uber to Newark Airport for my flight. I'm doing Dallas Wednesday night to Saturday night. A little different schedule.
Do a Wednesday, or are you just going on Wednesday?
I'm flying Wednesday night. I'm going to work from my hotel room Thursday and Friday at my actual job. I'll set up for VIP event for the first time on Thursday. I've never done that before. Friday is pretty light at work generally, so I'll work from my hotel room. I'll get set up in the afternoon. And then Saturday will just be an all-day thing. Sundays are kind of a wash, especially with National coming up. I don't know what to expect with this one, so I kind of leaned into the idea of like, hey, I have the time. Let's fly out early, see if Thursday's any good, and then moving forward, if it is really good, I've heard positive experiences, then maybe I'll just do Wednesday to Saturday every time now.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about doing more shows going forward after the national, especially if we do really well at the national, because I don't think either of us really did or do a lot of shows. I mean, we both did the national in like Dallas. I think Joku might have went to some California ones, but we were kind of talking about it, and I know you do a lot of shows and it does well for you, so we've been kind of talking about it.
There's so many ways to make money in sports cards, and first off, we didn't prep this. How did you enjoy, and how did you guys think about your pre-national
I forgot
consignment? Like, what did you think about that, honestly? Because I'm catching you off guard now, so I apologize. But
no, you're good. We enjoyed the live stream a lot. I mean, the auction went like we thought it would. I think we did almost 100K.
That's awesome.
Cards, but we kind of really liked the like live stream. I don't know if you watched it. If you didn't, it's fine. But we might start doing like a monthly or semi-annually or like quarterly, like little like stream thing where we run a bigger auction and like kind of just bullshit with people. Maybe you'll be around next time to hop on.
I'm busy. I got another call. Sorry.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. We don't really. I mean, he doesn't do anything like that, and I only do the podcast, so it was kind of fun to like get other people on and talk to them and stuff,
Yeah, listen, it's so interesting to me how who you know and who you choose to build your community around within sports cards is just as important as the cards you own. I mean,
it really is.
Like, obviously, owning high-end cards allows you to have more connections with people because people are going to want to like connect with you. But just being like a good person, like, dude, I'm the biggest piece of shit when it comes to like posting online on Instagram, especially. I try to annoy people, but as a human being, I'm actually pretty down to earth, which is contrary to like what you would imagine. And when you have that actual genuine connection with people, it really does show. You're very personable. Joku's very personable, as much as I like to tease him. And I know that you had a good cast of people on. I wasn't able to join, but I believe you had Tyler, Mikey, you had Rob hosting, which was great. So
We
that's
had we had DK cards and his
Dave's a good guy. I really like Dave. That's the only Dave I actually get along
Yeah, I've known him probably the longest of almost anyone in cards, so it was fun to have him on. He used to actually do YouTube for cards, like probably when he was like 12.
That's so funny.
So that's kind of
Is
funny.
he from Florida or something? How'd you know him?
Did what?
Is he from Florida? Is that how you know
No,
him?
he's from Texas. We just like met. We were probably two of the first people on Instagram, and like the 2015 or 16 national or 17 national we met.
Mhm.
Like just one of the first people I met through like social media and cards.
He's a very nice guy. I've always
He's very successful. Like he does BGS subs. He just opened a card shop a year or two ago, I think. So he's doing great.
But once again, there you go. Like, dude, these connections you have like are genuinely formed, not just like for cloud chasing. Really goes to show, like, wow, we could be successful, or you could be successful in what you do if you are your authentic self. Like the cards and the successes of that stuff is one thing, but knowing the right people and connecting with them in the right way is so much more important. And with National coming up, we're only 2 weeks away.
So
like, how
crazy.
fucking crazy is that?
That's
Colin?
nuts. Yeah.
I'm flying out Tuesday. I'm flying out Tuesday afternoon for the flight. Hang on. I'm flying out Tuesday night for the National. I'm saying till Sunday night. It's a 6-day like process for me. Have my fiance coming. Have 3 showcases.
Oh, nice.
Like it is fucking crazy that in the month of July, I will spend more time traveling than I will be at home.
What do you think about that?
I miss my bed. Like,
dude, yeah, I know.
I know. Like, I'm doing a cameo in New Jersey, and then I fly to Texas, and then we fly to Chicago. Like, dude, I miss my bed.
If you were in New Jersey, would you drive or no?
No. It's like I think it's like a 10-hour drive.
Really?
Oh, it's something I could check right now if you want me to.
No, it's okay. I just didn't think it'd be that far.
8 hours or 10 hours. I'd rather fly. Like I'm not the biggest. I've never gone on road trips as a kid, so I'm not used to like being in the car for significantly long periods of time. I'd rather just fly. It's like a 2-hour flight. It's so much easier. And I kind of touched on this for a second, but like this is go time. There is no more excuse anymore. Like there was a weird kind of lull in there for about a month, maybe 6 weeks, give or take. I know Nashville was this past weekend, and people said it was pretty good. I enjoy the fact that they didn't directly clash again, because that'd be fucking stupid. So good on you, Nashville show. I know you're running it again in either October or November, so they're doing something right there when they're not just competing against a Dallas, but people had a good show. This is the time where there's no excuse. You have to be on your A game here. And if you have been buying quarterbacks, you've been buying the high prospects, or you're buying Ella De La Cruz, or you're maybe considering selling them. Oh my God, what a thought. This, in my opinion, is the time you start to sell. I know, it sounds crazy to sell before the National, but hear me out. Here's my rationale, at least. You bought early. You bought even medium, halfway through, like the hype cycle. And you're guaranteeing yourself some level of profit. Sounds pretty good. Why not guarantee yourself some of that money? I'm not telling you to sell everything you own, but take some risk off the table. Because in that room, in Chicago, there's going to be so much Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Jordan Love, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Ella De La Cruz, because people are excited about the Reds, and that's awesome for baseball. Shohei's nuclear hot right now. Take some profit if you can. If you want to sell everything, awesome, do it. But you have to be able to guarantee yourself at least making some money, or a ton of money, depending on when you bought, actually, and be able to reinvest that, or free roll whatever else you choose to own. I'm a big believer in that. Like, if something's going to happen, if someone gets hurt, unfortunately, or like the supply and demand is like switches all of a sudden, you don't want to be caught holding the bag. That's always been my belief. Like, I want to own 0 football cards, or at least 0 of the football cards, like just Fields, Jordan Love, young quarterback, etc., going into week 1. I will buy back in. you'll see me by like week 8, week 10, week 12, starting to buy those younger quarterbacks when their market inevitably does fall. Because guess what? Someone of those quarterbacks, Sam Howell, Desmond Ritter, X, Y, and Z, is going to not play up to the standard they expect, and their prices will drop. That'll be an opportunity to go buy back in. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm telling you that now. So that's just how my brain works. Like I always want to have that guaranteed profit, or at least that proposal of good profit, not insane profit, because I will win more with that strategy than most people.
Yeah, I think there's literally nothing wrong with that. That's how I kind of feel too. I think it's also important to like understand your situation. So, I mean, if you can afford to hold out for an extra 10 or 20% on a card, I mean, I would just take the profit. But if you can and you're in a situation where you have enough like capital, then maybe you do. But also when it comes to like the sports cycles, I think you probably are better off just getting out with your profit.
You're better off selling 2 weeks too early than 2 weeks too late.
Exactly.
That can be brutal. Podcast, yeah.
Yeah, because if you're 2 weeks late, like, it doesn't seem like a lot of time, but I mean, that's 1 or 2 games. The quarterback could throw 5 picks. Like, that's a lot of time for things to go wrong.
And how do I say this correctly? Greed is good. Greed allows you to have power. And if you are the person right now who owns those expensive like NTRPAs of a player, or Flawless, or any Prism even, and something that's like very liquid and very valuable right now, you're able to get 90% comps, give or take, maybe even closer to 95. You're not going to get full away. You'll get very, very good value on someone who believes they can turn around that item at 90 or 95% comps at National. Why the fuck do you want to be that guy? You want to be the one risking it and hoping that, and praying that someone's going to want your item when there's so many more of them available to you? Take the guarantee, theoretically, and either go in with cash, which is the most powerful thing in that room is going to be cash, or, just reinvest it if you choose to. Whatever you want. Like, it's just an option that, like, the money or the profit you guarantee yourself, or at least the lowered risk if you just take some of it off the table, gives you so many more options, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've been trying, like, kind of off the same topic, we've been trying to do more deals like direct and buy and sell direct, because we just noticed that like stuff that has a ton of comps, like nowadays, you just have a really tough time moving it. So if you can buy that cracked ice direct from a guy, there's like 1 comp in the last year. I
love it. That's part of the reason why I love PWCC. I love their weekly auctions. I will buy every now and again. But it does kind of, you almost suffer from success if you get something to steal, which is why a lot of the times when I do buy or trade or whatever, it is direct, Instagram or in person or whatever, or both. Hell, you guys bought my Kate Cunningham blue.
Yep.
You know what the price was. I don't know if you announced it on the podcast. It doesn't matter. Guess what? It's not on eBay. It's not on Alt. It's not on Card Ladder. Who gives a fuck? You can ask whatever you want now. If the last comp is 17, 1500, whatever it was. Like, that's the way to do it. Like,
well, it's nice too, because I mean, everyone wants to buy 85% these days. So let's say, for example, on the Cade Blue, there's like 2 comps in the last 3 months or whatever. It's like, sure, those comps are there.
Find another one.
It's been a month or 2 since the comp. Like, I think he's up a little bit maybe, or like there's none available, or like you can kind of make different arguments in your favor when the cards are like that.
Dude, you can manipulate numbers in any way you want. It is, if you're intelligent enough and you understand like the psychology of it, you can manipulate the data in any way you see fit. And I've done it on both sides. I've manipulated my data, either to positively impact my deal, either when I'm selling or trading, or to talk down something. And is that shitty? Maybe, but at least I'm able to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Numbers are only as powerful as your way to describe them.
I feel like that's basically what like mid to high end cards has become, is like manipulating numbers. Like, there's no more like investing. It's kind of just like trying to beat each other. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm perfectly okay with that. What is a little interesting is my expectations for National and even Dallas are, I have great expectations. But in terms of volume and numbers that I did last year, I think in the 2022 National, I moved like $150,000, even $200,000 worth of stuff. Now that's cheating because I had bought 2 separate Tom Brady Super Bowl football patch autos, and I moved them at the show. And those alone were $25,000 or even $30,000 at the time. I moved both of those, got huge items out of them, and then moved those. That's cheating in a way. Going into this national, I expect to do 50,000, maybe 100,000 in sales or trade or just volume of items moved, which sounds amazing. But compared to what we were dealing with last year, obviously it sounds less impressive, but you have to understand the context behind it.
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, neither of us have ever set up at a national besides like when I set up with you for like a day or two, but I don't really think we have expectations. I think we're kind of just hoping to turn inventory and maybe buy a few cool things. I think in our case, like we don't really want to put expectations on it because if it's like our first show setting up at the national, we maybe don't do great. We're going to be a little disappointed. Maybe we won't want to set up. Obviously, we probably would want to set up, but like I think it's better to just kind of go with the flow your first couple of times. I mean, you've been setting up for every show basically for the last like 3 years probably.
Basically.
But yeah, we kind of just want to see how it goes. We're honestly kind of hoping to buy and do like cash trade deals a lot and move our own stuff, but I think we're kind of trying to get more into like basketball a little earlier. I don't know how you feel about that, but it seems like people are kind of getting into basketball now.
I mean, I'm buying basketball all year round. I mean, I might not. So the way I look at things, unfortunately, I mean, products from last year's draft class are still coming out as far as I believe. Like Flawless is not out yet, as far as I know.
Flawless just came out.
Flawless just came out? Okay.
For Cade.
That's what I meant. Okay.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. Okay. The point is, because of how the product releases are, you have to kind of understand like where the hype cycles are going to be. You can't buy last year's draft class. Not at this moment in time. Products are too new in some instances. I didn't even know Flawless came out yet. You're not gonna be able to get those at a realistic price. You have to look 2 or 3, even 4 years back and see like where the opportunities are. So, oh man, I should prep this. What's the 2020 draft class? That's
Ant and LaMelo.
Okay, Scotty Barnes is the year after, right? That's 2021.
Yeah.
Hang on. So let's pull up, for instance.
And then 1920 is Zion Ja.
Oh God, my computer is acting stupid. All right, I guess I can't pull it up. All right, no big deal. The point I was trying to make while I was trying to get my computer to work with me, hopefully it doesn't crash now during the podcast. You look for those opportunities of those guys that are not as talked about. Not saying they can't have value, not saying they're not good, but you have to look for the areas of opportunity. You're not going to get a good Cade Cunningham card right now in Flawless if his product just came out, or Scotty Barnes if that was the newest product, newest release, whatever. But you may be able to have an opportunity on someone who was injured like Cade Cunningham, who you and I were both going after. Or LaMelo. LaMelo is so fucking cheap right now. They gave him a Supermax. It would not shock me if he is traded within the next 2 years. Just based on how these players act.
Yeah.
And like, even though he got the bag does not mean he's going to actually stay. If you are someone who has the ability, oh God, did everything crash?
You're still there.
All right, cool. I don't know what's happening here. If you have the ability to buy these guys who have so much risk to them but have the potential to grow, LaMelo is a key example. Even fucking Zion. Zion is so dirt cheap right now.
Oh boy.
For the potential that he has, I wouldn't touch him ever again. But if we're just talking about like potential versus like what they could be, I don't think Zion has the chance to do it anymore. But you know what? For the fucking price it stays at these days, you at least start to consider it again.
Yeah, we were honestly, Zion's like not even that cheap though. It doesn't seem like people are still holding out the money they have into him. It seems like they're bidding up or like shilling everything still.
Oh God! Oh, hey, I'm back. Nice. That's so fun, dude. It's scary. I mean, people lost so much money on him. I was looking at Base Prism 10s today for a shit post I put on Instagram. They peaked at $700. Kai,
that's so dumb.
The Zion base prisms now are $65.
As
There's
10s.
21,000 of them. It's fucking
Did you
hard.
see the Wembenyama like Bowman variation 10 at
It's
like
8K.
8K?
What the fuck is wrong with
It's like
these
a pop
people?
11 too. It's not even like a
Dude,
pop 1.
I don't even feel bad anymore. I don't feel bad for these people. You can't fix stupid. If you don't respect money and how it's made, you're not entitled to it. You're just too fucking stupid to save. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen to that card? There's gonna be more PSA 10s, and in 6 months, it's gonna be like a $2,500 card, if even.
I mean, I don't know. This might be crazy to say. I don't know what you think about this or if you even have an opinion, but like, I mean, Chet came out.
I buy
like,
Chet.
Like Chet, yeah. Like, I mean, is there really that much of a difference between him and Victor? I don't think so. And Chet's like pretty reasonably priced for like how good he is.
I think the biggest difference is market size because Chet is international, like he's from France.
I mean, Victor.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Victor is international from France. Like there is the potential that like if he is good and he's a star, which he very easily could be, you have that global market appeal. I mean, am I really overstating that? Probably. I don't know enough about Chet's game yet, and we don't know what to expect at the pro level yet. I think that you could fast forward 2 years and we could be having this conversation. I don't think you're wrong for saying it, especially with the difference in price. But that's an incomplete answer. I don't have enough information.
I guess my thought was going to be like, I would assume Victor, when his stuff starts coming out, is going to be like 2 to 3 to 4x Chet's prices at least, if not more.
The prices are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like an NCRPA of Victor, when it comes out, might be 100K.
I was thinking like 75, yeah.
Like it could be 100K. It's scary.
I think we haven't had a person ever on release be 100. Was Zion 100? He was like 50, right?
I don't know.
I remember Ja was like 20 or something like that.
It's really, it's just scary. Like
Trey and Luka were super cheap too. I mean,
well, once again, anything before 2020, 2021 doesn't count in a way because the hype and the response to prices is significantly different today than it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, which is crazy because Trey and Luka are entering their 5th year.
6, I think, right? 18, 19.
Well, I can't check right now because my fucking computer's acting up.
This will be their 6th year, yeah.
It's scary. Like, I don't really know what's going
to happen. Well, it's crazy too because I mean, if you look at both of them, they're both All NBA, All Stars, and their NTs are basically probably like 25% of what they were like the first 2 years. And you look at Victor, it's going to be the same thing. I don't know why people still fall for it.
Because FOMO is such a powerful thing in this industry. And I think part of that goes to influencers posting content and pumping stuff up. I think part of it goes to general lack of knowledge. I also think that people just are afraid of like missing on the next LeBron James. But here's the thing. Luka is putting up stats that are worthy of Hall of Fame consideration if he continues the trend, right? Like Luka, stat-wise, is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. If he's not injured, if he plays 15 years, whatever, he's doing things that would warrant Hall of Fame consideration, right? Like that's what you want. But his prices are going down. Like
it's basically everyone like that too. Like even like vets like KD, like he's probably not the best example, but like he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He's just consistently going down at this point. I don't even know if the Suns winning a championship helps him. Like
I think, man, there's poor economic times are like, are we technically in a recession anymore? Like we've been worrying about this.
I feel like it's better than it was. I don't know the correct terminology.
I don't know either. The point is you gotta diversify into everything. Did I buy stocks? I buy crypto? Like I buy fucking sports cards.
Doge.
Yeah, I do have some. I have some Shiba Inu, which is like a 1 millionth of a penny. Not even probably. Maybe a 1 billionth of a penny. That shit.
You buy that, but not Zion.
I have like $20 of that. So to be fair, it's like having a Zion Prism 9.
Fair.
So, yeah, which is might actually be true, which is scary. I don't. There's very little logic in sports cards once you're like a seasoned veteran. Like, no, I've not been doing this 30 years. I'm 26, but as a business, I've been doing this for 8 years. 2015. 2016. Like, I've been in this for basically my adult life. So my perspective is very jaded. I have a very jaded perspective, but I think mine is much more truthful than what people are willing to admit, which is sports cards are fucking stupid sometimes.
Yeah, they're pretty stupid sometimes. Like, I mean, if you try to do cards with actual logic, you're gonna get killed. Like, you kind of just
no. If you do cards with actual logic, you're just gonna buy like flawless patch autos of like Katie and Dirk and do okay. Like I literally.
I meant more of like, yeah. I mean, you would do okay, but you're not gonna do as good as you probably could do.
No, I should be buying 18-year-old Dominicans and like.
Yeah, it's just like so. Like, do you think that'll ever like change? Like the Bowman Chrome, for example, like, do you think it'll ever go to like actual MLB All-Stars sell for more than the prospects or
no? I don't. I understand why they don't sell as well because like hype and FOMO, as mentioned, is a very powerful thing. And I like to reference that Family Guy clip of like Lois and Peter like sitting in a room. They want a boat. But they could also get a mystery box, which could be a boat. Like it is such a funny joke to me, but it's also so true than sports cards. You have these guarantees. You have these players that are future Hall of Famers. You can buy their Bowman Chrome autos off. Like Manny Machado is going to be a Hall of Famer, most likely. Mookie Betts, Hall of Famer, most likely. Mike Trout, guarantee Hall of Famer at this point, unless like, something stupid happens. He's going to make the Hall of Fame. Like these are just very small examples. But they're hitters in big markets generally that like have all the check marks, they have all the stats you want, likely Hall of Famers, and they sell for very little in Mookie and the person I said besides Trout, that's
Machado.
Thank you. Like they're in these markets, their prices are very cheap compared to what they should be. But then you could buy like El Del Cruz, who's the hottest player right now, or Shohei. Well, Shohei a little different.
I will say though, Ellie's like insane.
Ellie's absolutely insane. But it's 30 games. Dude, Shelly Duncan in 2009 or 2008 hit like 10 home runs for the Yankees in like 30 games, and I thought he was gonna be fucking incredible.
The dude on the Reds too. What the fuck was that?
Arsenio Aquino or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Dude, they're her 1 month wonder. Shane Spencer for the Yankees and fucking that was like.
Remember Frank Gore was really good for the Braves his like rookie year.
Oh yeah, no dude, no more Garcia Parra. We're just gonna name old baseball players.
Garcia Parra was good.
He was good for a long time, but guess what? He got hurt and then shit hit the fan. Like Garcia Parra could have been a Hall of Famer. Didn't happen. Like, what is the end goal with these players? If you're buying El Del Cruz for $20,000, or you're buying an orange Bowman Chrome auto of him, or something like that, or you're buying Jason Dominguez. What's the end goal? What the fuck do you think's gonna happen? Do you worry about that?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. What's gonna happen?
I don't know.
It's so scary. It's
tough because like if people start to think that way, I mean, markets start to like crash basically.
I'm okay with the markets crashing on the Bowman Chrome stuff because the end goal is not established. Like, okay, yeah, if you bought Trout in 2009, 2010, 2011, you crushed it. But now what? Like, where do we go from here?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, I don't know.
Like,
are there people that are actually like holding like these random prospects for like 5-10 years? Like, I don't know. Sure.
I mean, you could hope that like the random guy you bought in 2016 is good now, but he's 24. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. And baseball is the best example of this because, unfortunately, Bowman Chrome, and to some extension Topps Chrome, if you really want, are the only products that actually matter. I'm sorry, Tier 1. I'm sorry, Dynasty. Dynasty's fucking beautiful.
Dynasty's kind of sick.
I know, but like, I'm sorry, Diamond Icons. Like, your products are cool. You have cool hits. But if a player's really good, I'm not going to go seek out their Diamond Icons auto. I'm going to look for their Bowman Chrome if I'm really going to spend my money. Or I could wait 3 years, buy a game-used patch auto of a guy for $300.
Yeah, I would say baseball is probably the poorest market in terms of like veteran presence of cards. I don't know what you think.
I agree, it's awful.
Yeah. Because I mean, football, like the more high tier quarterbacks, like hold up, you know, like the Aaron Rodgers, like even Russell Wilson sells really well for like how bad he was last year.
I mean, the issue is with football is the narrowness of like players you'd actually want to buy. Like, if I saw if I bought into Immaculate and I was going after the Bengals for whatever reason, I hit a Chad Johnson patch on it, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. It's like $40-$50. Okay, that's one of the best wide receivers in NFL history. Like top 20, top 30-ish, give or take, probably. Maybe let's say top 50 to be safe. I'm sure he's higher, but like, oh, hey, Chad Johnson patch auto. That's cool. Oh, it's $30, $40. And the spot was $250. Oh, shit. Like,
well, that's just breaking as a whole.
That's just breaking in general. I know.
Yeah.
But like, the point is, those veterans in like in football especially, kind of a tough one sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, basketball is really not that much better. I've seen they started putting in some of the wackest, like, old veterans from, like, the 90s in basketball high-end products.
Well, that's a different conversation. I'm sorry, Gail Goodrich. I don't want another auto of you.
Fat Lever.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alex English.
Tree Rollins in there.
We've been in products for 30 years now. I'm sorry, sir. We like your cards, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Chris Mullen, here we come.
It's tough because, like, you have to put those guys in products.
Yeah.
But it's like, no one, I mean, people want them. There's collectors, I'm sure. But it's like, in those higher end products, I almost wonder if, like, I would prefer it to be like 5 cards in like a flawless box and only good players. I don't know how you feel about that, but
it makes breaking harder, which is the issue.
Yeah. There's no really good answer. I just think it's tough when you open $10,000 flawless box and you're getting Chris Mullen autos.
Oh man, I got another Larry Bird auto. Oh my fucking god! It's like
even that, like a Hall of Famer, top 15 player of all time. You pull him, it's like $150, $300 card. Like,
who's the best current player in NBA that actually signs their cards? I guess Luka, right?
KD probably, right?
Would you put KD above Luka and Curry?
Oh, Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like career, or like.
Right, let's just say at this moment in time, for whatever reason.
I'd probably take Curry and KD over Luka, yeah.
Okay. So those 3, and those are top 10 players.
Tatum maybe up there.
LeBron doesn't sign.
Yeah.
Giannis has not signed anything in a couple years.
Yeah.
Dame is not signed. I don't remember the last product Dame is in.
He signs like weirdly. He signs in like some NTs and some flawlesses, but not a lot.
Yeah. Tatum will sign. Tatum signs a lot. And this is not in order, obviously. Yeah. Jokic is in products.
I know Carmelo and Chris Paul started signing a lot recently again.
I mean, they got nothing else to do. I mean, Carmelo is retired. I mean, to be fair, Stay Mellow, the auto for Carmelo now these days is fucking insane.
Yeah.
It should not have been in the encased card and flawless. So current players, Tatum signs, Giannis doesn't. Curry, I sure fucking written this down. Curry somewhat does. Luka does now as redemption. But there's a lot. The top end players in basketball do not sign. Always. And that is a huge issue because you're spending $10,000, $8,000 on the best products. And, all right. Oh boy, another Curry auto. If I'm lucky.
But you can get a diamond card in flawless of LeBron.
Okay, and
that everyone really wants bad.
Yeah. Of course, it's totally what I want. It's just a huge issue. That's part of the reason why I'm okay with Fanatics taking over. Even if you don't really like their business practice, I imagine they'll actually be able to get players to sign shit.
Well, that kind of goes with the quarterback thing this year. Like, the top quarterbacks in the draft aren't probably gonna sign. I don't really know, but
I mean, has there been any news about that in the 2 weeks?
just the thing we looked at the last time. But
2 weeks ago, yeah.
I know Will Levis was in Chronicles draft picks or whatever that new product was, and he has no autographs, and Kentucky isn't licensed on any of the cards.
It's interesting. If Panini can't print out autographs of these quarterbacks this year, the entire football market is dead.
It's going to be brutal. Either that or like the second, third year guys are just going to go, woo.
Maybe like,
because I mean, people have to buy something. Like,
do they?
They're not just going to. Yes, they do. They're not just going to not buy anything. They're going to buy stuff.
I think this is a good way to speak as a consumer. If you're not getting the Colts in a break, fuck it. Like, why would I buy in?
Yeah.
Like, all right, is it going to be another Ben Simmons situation like in 2017?
I think they will have like base cards. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they have to, right?
Yeah. It's not going to be like nothing, but
it's going to
be weird. Like, when was the last time? I don't think I know of a top quarterback not having like an NT RPA. Like, I don't think there has been one. Like, they usually always sign. Like, I don't think this is a thing that really happened in football.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a quarterback who wouldn't have signed.
I don't think there is one, honestly.
I mean, other than just NT not existing at the time, like other.
Or even like a Contenders on. I really don't think it's ever happened.
Well, I mean, dude, whenever Contenders comes out, you'll know. Like,
yeah,
or Origins or whatever the first like real.
I think Origins probably the first product that has like licensed uniforms.
Yeah, these guys are not those products. Like, good fucking luck, Panini and Breakers.
I wonder if they maybe try to work something out where they do get some autographs for like NT and Contenders and don't put them in anything else. But
I mean, that would be logical, Kai. How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I need 20,000 autographs from you.
I'll give you 10.
50,000, you got it, dude.
Imagine that'd be crazy. 25 autos of each of those guys, like 10 NTs, like 5 cracked ices.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, once again, like, our perspective as high-end dealers has kind of muddied the water because I do understand the everyman collector, or I try to. They've been priced out of shit. But guess what? On certain products, it's just stupid. It's just so stupid what we're doing. Like, no, I don't think that we need to have score autos of the best players, or maybe there's 5 of them, but like, part of the reason why people are not signing their cards is there's 20,000 of them. You want them signed between actual on-card autos and stickers. Like, get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't do it. I've said that for a while.
I think the lower tier players probably have no issues, but I mean, if you're like a draft pick, basically, like, you're gonna sign. You're not gonna be happy with signing 20,000 cards.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We talk in circles about this a lot. I really am curious to see what Fanatics does, and that's why I'm for them. I really am. I really am welcoming something new. There were a couple questions we also got as well, or comments. One thing to remind people of at National and other shows: fucking please bathe. Please wear deodorant. I will charge you more.
Use common sense.
Please, like, you spent thousands of dollars to be here. Please don't fucking smell like a used gym. I'm going to charge you more money to buy my cards or trade if you come to my booth and you smell. I'm going to charge you more money. I don't.
I'd say bring water and snacks too, or you're going to die.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, like, if you can travel there, you have a friend who's from the Chicago area, pay them to bring you food and drink. Carry it in your fucking backpack. Yeah. I guess we could really spend an entire episode talking about the National and prepping.
We could next week if we wanted to.
You want to? Like, I have a lot of like ideas. A lot of people are going to be talking about it, which is fine. But here's the snippet: buy a case that lets you walk around with it, like an actual like backpack. Buy a portable charger. Bring food and water. Get coffee if you like coffee. Bring deodorant.
Wear proper shoes.
Yeah, wear comfortable proper shoes and like price your shit. If you're a dealer, please price your shit. Even if you're 5x over.
Prepare for Wi-Fi to not work. Know your numbers.
That is the trick too. If you're someone who's a little overpricing your cards, like I am, I'm always overpricing my cards to start because it's negotiations. No comps, no internet is actually a good thing for you, which is fucked up to say, but being honest, price your cards. Be ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
Know what your stuff's worth. Like, in reality, know what other cards are worth. If the internet doesn't work and you need to buy from someone, you're gonna have to like kind of know what you're doing. You know?
Yep. And then someone asked, can you make money or find deals and value at the national without being set up? Yes. You probably can do better if you actually know what you're looking for. Mikey is one of the smartest people I know. Mikey does very well at shows. Tyler as well. Doesn't set up at shows. Always walks them. Woods, Basketball Car Paradise.
Yep.
Incredible dealer. But he doesn't set up at shows generally, or he'll have someone watching it. Dude is a fucking magician. He'll find the best deals. You just have to have either the capital, the intelligence, or at least the know-how how to get out of that fucking card.
Like, I would say on the last question real quick too, bring hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm gonna have that shit in my booth. Like you just need it.
But yeah, I would say with this question, they all have like patience too. They don't mind trying to find the right deal. Like they're not worried about it.
Woods will move cards like in the same minute. Like he'll make a deal and then turn around.
Yeah, he's a different breed.
But to be fair, and this is Woods on the Sports Car Therapist, not directly to me, but like he'll spend $40,000 to make 500, which sounds that sounds like another word other than ridiculous. But hey, man, all right, you do you. If you're making money every time, it doesn't matter. I would not do that. I think that's terrible. But
yeah, I mean, if you can move it in 10 minutes, I think it makes sense.
Oh yeah. Yes, of course. If you can move that in 10 minutes, sure. But if you can't, and it takes you 2 weeks to move it,
not good use of your money.
Yeah, that's scary. That I wouldn't do. But once again, million.
I mean, for him, like if you look at it that way, and you do 10, 15 of those in a national, I mean, that's what, like $5,000.
Yeah,
like
it's gotta be way more. I mean, Woods is probably the person I would trust the most to move an item for me. If like the goal is just move it as soon as possible, like get it done. Yeah. He won't get the most money out of it, but guess what? He will win probably more than I do on deals. Like I would say his success rate is probably like 95%, maybe even higher.
Yep.
What else? I mean, I know you had a dinner call, so I think we're good. Let's wrap it there. Next week we're gonna do like a real like national special, like talk about that at length. Come prepared with notes. But whatever I said before, the 5-6 things I said, keep that in mind. Bring hand sanitizer. Don't be a fucking slob. And if you see me in Dallas this week, just tell me, hey, fucker, like, what's up? Like, enjoy the podcast. You're a real piece of shit, though. It's like, thank you. I know.
Yep. I want to go to the next Dallas.
Please go. I'll let you set up with me.
When is the next one?
September.
That works out, yeah.
Come set up with me.
Sick.
All right, there you go. That was easy. The guy got a job from the podcast. Now he's got Dallas, please.
Yep.
Kai's the real winner here. All right. I'm done. I'm tired. Peace.
All right. See you guys.